Hello and welcome back to the Beautiful Things channel. Today I am going to be sharing with you 3 garments, just 3, but they are all sew over it garments, so I thought I would keep them together and share some of the things that I got making in 2023. I know, I'm playing catch up, but I'm hopeful that this year we should stay on top of the things that we make. So this desperately needs an iron. It has been screwed up in my drawer in my bedroom and it is desperately in need of an iron, but I thought, do you know what? I cannot be bothered to iron it to then pack it into a suitcase and take it on holiday with me in a few weeks' time. I need to do it when I do my packing. Otherwise I'm going to have to hang it somewhere and it's going to have to stay in the way and annoy me. So yes, I'm wearing it creased. However, I'm going to put some pictures up here because I did wear this on my holiday last summer to Mexico and Izzy took some really lovely pictures and video of me, so I'll insert those here. But this is the Saia, I think it's called, the Saia sundress. It is really lovely. The instructions are clear, but I did find it a bit of a pig to sew, and I think that's probably because of the fabric that I chose. So this is a beautiful viscose. It is lovely. It was available in our shop. It was dead stock from the dead stock supplier, so I couldn't tell you exactly the make or the brand or anything else, but it was available in our shop for a very short time, and it is lovely. It feels wonderful on and it's so cool, but because it is so floaty and so fine to work with, everything slipped and moved around and I did find it a bit of a pig, but hey ho. It's got this really nice ruching detail in the bust here, so it fits really nicely around your boobs. I have a feeling I had to take it in a little bit on the side here. I am particularly big busted, so it was a necessary evil. I did follow the instructions this time when it said to try your bodice on and check the strap length before sewing it up, so well done Claire, tick, because I've got the strap length right, they don't fall off. Now the lovely thing and what makes this stay so nicely fitted around the bust area is this big bow on the back. And you can see it has got a cut out back, it's got a little elasticated bit here. And I know a lot of people really worry about garments that have a cut out back because they're worried that their back fat's going to show. Now the nice thing about this is, although I do have some back fat, we all do I'm sure, the elasticated part is quite high up and you get to choose where that is, which is great. So there's lots of steps in the pattern that say try it on now, put this in, put that in, put the required amount of elastic in, make it smaller, make it bigger. There's lots of points along the way so that you can make sure that you get the best fit and the fit that you're happy with. So that is great. Now I'm quite lucky, this tie does just cover my bra strap. It probably doesn't now because I've tied it up myself in a hurry to show you, but it does cover my bra strap. But the lovely Rosie from Sew Over It actually filmed a little tutorial, if I can find it, I'll link it down below, of how you can tie your ties around your bra strap so that it keeps everything where it's supposed to be and covers up the strap, which is great for us bigger busted girls. It means that the girls are held in place and you're not worried about falling out or flopping out, and everything sits where it should. So it's wonderful. It's loose around the belly because it's got the Empire line waist. It doesn't cling to the belly, I guess, depending what fabric you use. So I think it's a really flattering garment and it's very, very comfortable. Now I can't remember if there are pockets in this pattern. I don't have pockets in this, so I would suspect not, because if there are pockets I do tend to put them in, but I may have cut the pockets and realised what a pig this fabric was to work with and decided not to put them in, so I can't remember off the top of my head. But anyway, I love it. I think if I made it again I might make it a tiny bit longer. It's halfway between midi and maxi. It kind of sits, you can't really see there, can you? I don't know if I can Oh, if I come right into the corner, there you go, look, I'll squeeze into the corner and stand on my tiptoes so you can see where it comes to. I think I would prefer this to be floor length, certainly for a beach holiday. I could just see myself walking through the waves, holding my skirt up, and yeah, oh, not long, not long. In fact, I don't know when you're going to see this video. I may have already gone, I may have already been, or I might be on my way, who knows. I'm filming the content today, but when I actually get this edited and uploaded, who knows. But yes, anyway, this is a firm favourite. I love it. It will be going on holiday with me this year. I've got quite a few sunny locations that I'm going to, so I'm sure I'm going to get loads of wear out of it. And this colour was so in 2023. Everywhere I went it was bright orange, and thankfully I think it's a pretty good colour on me, although at the moment I'm looking very, very pasty. But anyway, that's this dress. We like it. I hope you like it. If you've made it, let me know in the comments how you got on with it. I'd love to know. And I'm going to move on to my next one. Okay, I hope you've got your sunglasses on, because this one's a bright one. This is the So Over It Nima jumpsuit. Now, I have to say, I don't love this. I don't love this at all. When Sandra and I were at the Stitch Festival last February 2023, we really liked the fact that So Over It had all of their garments on display so you could actually look at them in the flesh. Because quite often when you see a picture on a pattern, it doesn't necessarily appeal to you, or it might be being modelled by somebody who isn't your shape and size, so you can't get your head around how it might look. So to actually see the garment, take it off the rack and to hold it up and look at it is a really nice way of thinking, actually I'd really like that, or I'd maybe make these changes to the pattern, or I'd do this, I'd do that. And I saw the Nima jumpsuit, I saw a black one in this exact same fabric. This is like a ribbed t-shirt jersey. And I thought, right, I'm going to make that. I think that'll be really nice. It'll be really, really comfortable. And it is really, really comfortable. Granted, mine are cropped trousers because I didn't have enough fabric. This fabric is from our dead stock supplier. I think it was about 99p a metre. So I bought it so that I could do a wearable toile. But I can safely say I've worn this as daytime pyjamas, and that is it. I would not leave the house in it because I personally don't like what it does down here. You can see it is really not very flattering. I have a real thing about my mum tum. I don't like it on show, and I think it's probably the fabric type. It just clings. If I'd done maybe a slightly wider leg trouser, that might not be an issue quite so much, but where they're kind of tapered in to my calf, just not loving it. I can't remember, no, it's not got buttonholes. You just make the plackets and stitch the buttons on. I did have a bit of a pickle with the arm cuffs because I put them on back to front, but again, that's my fault. I didn't follow the instructions. Well, I did, but I read them wrong. And I think this is something that a lot of dressmakers who make a lot of their own clothes do, is that they will read the instructions, but they kind of, because in their head they know what they're doing, or they think they know what they're doing, they skim over things and they don't read them as well as they perhaps could do. And I think that's why if I was to ever release my own patterns, which is something I would love to do, but I don't know that I'm ever going to get around to, I would make sure that my pattern testers were beginners, because that way you're ensuring that they really are reading every step and that they understand every step. Because a lot of the pattern testers that a lot of the pattern companies use are people like myself who've done a lot of sewing, done a lot of dressmaking, and it's really easy to read instructions but actually skim over things that because you know how to do something. I think that's how I'm trying to explain this. It's easy to skim over an instruction as something that you know what they're trying to tell you to do, but actually that's not what they're saying. And that's what happened with these armbands. So I just thought, okay, let's put them right sides together, let's sew them on, and then let's fold them back. Oh no, hang on a minute, all my raw edges are on display. And actually it said place them wrong side to right side. but I just hadn't seen that. I'd just seen them attaching the cuff and stitching it on, so that's exactly what I did. And it's an easy mistake to make if you've done a lot of sewing in the past, but it did mean unpicking this was quite tricky, because I've used Maraflex, Gizmo Maraflex thread to sew the whole thing together, so I didn't have to do it on my overlocker. And Maraflex thread is wonderful in that it stretches with your fabric, but it's actually a beast to unpick. So yeah, I wanted to show this to you because it is super comfy and it is something I would recommend you try, but I personally don't like it. The top's nice, and I like the kind of bat wing, although it does feel a bit weird here, it's a bit pulley. It has obviously got an elasticated waist, which is really lovely, and it is super comfy. I had a little op in the middle of last year, nothing major, don't worry, I'm fine, but I wanted to finish these so that I could wear them. They were nice and soft and loose around my tummy area, and they were comfortable, and that's when I wore them as kind of daytime pyjamas. But I do think that this may be going in the charity shop bag, or I might just put it into my closet called Puff, which is somewhere where all my fabric scraps go. Any clothes that aren't good enough for the charity shop or the charity shop won't accept. Every so often the Puff just needs a little bit of extra stuffing where the fabric's got compacted, and if we get one or two little bits and pieces, the odd t-shirt here and there that's past its best, that's where they tend to go. So you'll probably find lots of my dead garments in my Puffs and that's where this is going to be heading. Sorry, Nima jumpsuit. Okay, this last one I don't think I've ever worn. I may have worn it for one day. I'm not sure why I've not worn it actually, because it does look really nice on. I think I'm just scarred by the sewing of it. It is the Sew Over It Heidi dress, so it's a wrap dress. It's got a little ribbon in here that ties one side to the other, so it's nice and secure. It's got these lovely billowy sleeves, which I like, and cuffs, which is cute, and it's got a big tier on the bottom. Again, I have to come right into the corner, but you can maybe see it's right the way down to the floor, so it is really nice. It's got a big wrap as well, so if I flash some thigh for you, you can see that the wrap comes all the way over and all the way over the top, so on a windy day you're not going to be flashing your knickers, which is nice. The problem that I had with this dress is that I was following instructions in the Sew Over It magazine. Now I don't know if you remember, but a few years ago Lisa released a magazine series, and it was in the magazine and it came with a tissue pattern, and I just could not get my head around the instructions. I say it was in her magazine, yes it was in her magazine, but the instructions were, there wasn't lots of photographs for lots of steps, there was a few but not that many. They were really bunched together so they weren't broken up into separate paragraphs. And I just really struggled following them. It wasn't a style that I'm used to from Sew Over It. I'm used to their nice images with each step as you go, and I just really struggled. I couldn't get my head around it. It was mainly the tie part, which is kind of lined on the inside, and things were going in upside down, left, right and centre. I couldn't get things around the right way. There appeared to be a piece of the tissue paper pattern missing, and I just got cross with it. And you know what it's like if you make your own clothes, if you get cross with a pattern, sometimes it just ends up in the corner of shame and then never gets finished. And that's what had happened with this dress. It had been hanging in the corner of shame. I'd done the bodice, although I'd mucked up along the back because I hadn't read a step on the instructions, and so I did have to fudge the back with a bit of binding tape, but we got there, and I just got cross with it. So it got hung in the corner of shame at the studio, and then I decided, no, this is it. This corner of shame is getting too big. I need to finish some of these projects. So I did knuckle down and finish it. Now, what I did in the end is I emailed the lovely Rosie at Sew Over It and I said, I'm really sorry. I'm really struggling to follow these instructions. I know you've released this pattern now as a PDF with a new instruction sheet, a new PDF. Please, can I have a copy of it so that I can use the instructions that I'm used to finish it? And she was so sweet. She's like, no problem at all, Claire. Sends me over the PDF and the instructions, and I was fine. That was all I needed. I was just working off something that was a little bit old, a little bit outdated, hadn't been updated, not something I was used to, and so starting afresh helped, and I have finished this dress. So it isn't made necessarily the way it should be, and I really should make it again because I do like it. It's ever so comfortable, it fits really nicely, I think it's really flattering. It's a lovely dress when you want to go out for the day, something, especially in the fabric that I've chosen is very autumnal, so you know, with a nice pair of boots, a big scarf, and you want to go out somewhere that's smartish. So if you're going for a day in London, for instance, shopping and a nice lunch, something like that, so you want something that's smart but comfortable, I would say this is absolutely perfect for that. So I must make it again. Lisa's actually made a lovely Heidi dress that's on the new pattern as the front cover, and it's in leopard print, and I think I need one of those. In fact, if I remember rightly, when I did my make 9 for 2023, let's not talk about the shame of my make 9, this was on my make 9. So I have made it. I haven't made the leopard print version that I wanted to make, so I should add this to my list. I'm not doing a make 9 for 2024, but I should add it to my list of things to try again. But yes, the Sew Over It Heidi dress, I would recommend it. I would love if you want to make it, but I would suggest you buy the latest version and get your PDF printed off. Quick reminder that we still have Colin, our A0 printer. He has moved with me. Let me see, it's a bit of a mess over here, but you can see, oh, he's behind that bag there. 1 second, there he is in the corner hiding. He's had his own shelf built for him by the lovely Brian. He is there ready and waiting for your A0 patterns, so you can send them to me. I will print them for you. I think we are one of the lowest costs of A0 printing that I've seen on the internet. It's just £3.80 for your first page, and then £1 for every page after that, and I'll post to you, or you can collect from me here in Billericay. But anyway, that's my little Sew Over It make for you. 3 lovely patterns, no problem with them. All the problems that I had were down to my inability to be able to follow instructions properly. So I'm just going to put that as a little disclaimer. But if you have made any of these patterns, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know how you've got on with them, your thoughts on them, and any recommendations that you can make to me, changes and things that I could do to make my next makes better. I will see you all again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye!